Hey guys, so for today I'm going to go over some key values when it comes to travel credit cards, what to look for, what to take advantage of. It's basically just a summary of all the other videos that I've just put out and just kind of creating things in a little bit more of a concise way to kind of digest everything. So key things to pay attention to is to understand the first concept, which is to take advantage of multipliers and earning potential. So what I mean by that is I take advantage of Build because of the fact that it's my catch-all card. It gives 1x per dollar on rent. So let's say hypothetically you pay $3,000 in rent a month, you're going to get 3K points. So in a year that's 36,000 points for free just because of the fact that you own the Build card. For those of you who don't know, Builds 2.0 will be launched early next year. They're going to talk about it in January, and then February 2026 it will be officially launched with 3 new cards. They are potentially giving out points on mortgages, so when that does happen, I will be talking about it in another video to kind of go over some reviews on that. In terms of the Amex Gold card, that's 4x on dining. Why I love that is because of the fact that most other travel cards only give you 3x, so the additional 1x makes it my primary dining card, along with the fact that it also gives you 4x on supermarket purchases. So the next thing to pay attention to is annual fees. So this is something to go over. As mentioned, if you're going to pay a hefty annual fee, you have to pay attention to the credits. Do the credits make sense to you? I myself own the Amex Platinum card, as mentioned, and I utilize Resi, Uber, Lululemon, entertainment credits, along with other credits as well. So for me, it's well worth paying the annual fee just because of the value that I get out of it. But also at the same time, are you fee conscious, right? Like you're like, I don't really want to pay that much, but I think 95 is okay. Chase Sapphire Preferred, City Strata Premier, Capital One Venture, not the Venture X. Those are great cards to pay because you only pay $95 a year, and a great starter travel credit card because it gives you access to transferring your points to airline partners and hotel partners as well. The other concept is mix and matching your points. This is kind of a newer concept that I want to share with you guys, but essentially what it is taking advantage of the transfer partners that a lot of the cards have in common. So I like to use Aeroplan Air Canada. I like to use Hyatt as well. Aeroplan Air Canada is both part of the Amex and Bilt network, and Hyatt is part of the Chase and Bilt network. So depending on which cards you have, you can actually mix and match your points, and you can transfer your points over to these transfer partners because of the fact that you have one card, like I said, is your catch-all card. You use that to earn 1x on everything else. My Amex Gold card is my primary dining and my supermarket card. So by utilizing that, I'm able to combine them to a singular transfer partner, but it also helps me to diversify. So it also allows me to use my points to different transfer partners as well. So this is one of the great value points of taking advantage of flights, is that there may be certain transfer partners that you might not be able to take advantage of through one platform, but another one may have it. So I'm not saying that you should have 15 credit cards, but at least having 2, maybe 3, depending on your travel needs and which transfer partners that you guys like using, that may be a good one to pay attention to as well. And going into understanding your travel needs, this is important. These are just basic questionnaires, but it really just depends person to person. So do you need your flights covered or hotels covered? Do you need to fly business, or are you okay with economy, right? So these are all things to kind of really ask yourself, because depending on the cards that you get, I'm going to probably dive into this a little bit more, but let's say you want your flights covered. Most transfer partner cards are pretty good, but let's say you're a loyalist. Maybe you like flying United a lot, maybe you like flying Delta a lot. It may be good to actually get those specific transfer partner cards to take advantage of the platform. If you don't like that, you can stick with the setup. If you want to primarily use your points for hotels, maybe actually getting a hotel credit card is important too. So once again, those are things that I'll probably talk about in a separate video. But it's important to really ask yourself what's important for you, and then utilize your points in that way so you can maximize your points so it can go a little bit further. The other key thing to pay attention to is the importance of flexibility. Typically in business class flights and up, those are usually very hard to book for anything more than 2 people. You're usually going to find singular tickets. So it's best if you're a solo traveler, you're meeting people there, you guys all fly from different directions, or you guys are okay with going on different dates. That's usually a little bit easier to do. Whereas if you do want to fly, with this, on the same flight, same time, same everything, you might want to fly typically, using a platform that's simple for you guys to take advantage of, which is usually just flying economy, or maybe you just have to pay for it in cash. So, and then at that point, you might want to use hotels. It's gonna get a little bit confusing, but I think one of the key things to really pay attention to is to just understand what you think is more important, and those needs kind of evolve and they kind of change as you start getting your credit card, as you start traveling more. You may have gone to one place more often, maybe you start changing up, you start going somewhere else. So just keep your eyes peeled in terms of what's important for you. And then the last thing, this can be higher or lower depending on the person, but it really just depends person to person. I really find insurance benefits to be important for me, but it may not be as important to somebody that only pays a $95 annual fee card. But if you pay a hefty annual fee, this is important for me because the fact that I have to justify the cost of it. I've loved the American Express insurance filing process. It's super easy to file, very rarely get hassled, and knowing that my purchases and travel is properly going to be covered when I actually have to file the claim, as long as I fall within certain statutes of time, for me it's well worth paying those hefty annual fees. So hope that helps. This is just more of a simple dive in terms of a summary of everything, and if you guys like it, let me know. Bye.